Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Jolius podcast. What is going on, everybody? Tonight, I am here with a good professional musician, voice actor, vocalist, all here and there, owns a clothing brand. Let me give it up to the boy, Potion.
Dang, bro, that intro was stacked. Like, hey, Jules and Poe and Jules, we're in the house. I didn't get the memo for the hood, but I got you on the next one. We'll save it for round two. How you been, bro? It's been a minute since we last seen each other.
Oh man, it's just grinding. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you got those ups and downs. You don't know what's going to happen in life. That's what's going on with me. I'm like, whoa, I thought I had to drop stuff. Like,
Oh, for sure. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's part of it's part of the journey. We're here to go through the ups and downs together. So I'm rocking with you, dog.
Appreciate it, Potion. Appreciate it. So, Potion, who are you than just the career, man, and the grind set you putting on here in Vegas?
Man, I appreciate it. So I go by Potion, real name Daniel. I was born and raised here out in Las Vegas. So for the very few unicorns out there, I do this for y'all. I've been in music, like involved in music, musically through my family for as long as I can remember. So my dad put, one of those little keyboards in front of me at a young age, started playing drums, trumpet, all kinds of stuff. Went into high school and started rapping through a friend that actually was we had a connection on music, and he would like send me a joint that he would like write to, and he's like, hey bro, write something to this. And I'll never forget, it was Clips Right Around Shining. I don't know where the rap is, or I'll cut it, but apparently it was good enough, and he was like, yeah, it's nice. And then he used to go to a mutual friend that we knew who had his own recording studio, and that was like my first exposure to, as ghetto as it was, just having the mic set up in the closet and just the computer plugged into it, some headphones and paper towels and bed sheets just put up for some noise thing, and knocked out a record. And I was like, whoa, this is different. Okay, fast forward, shoot, 10, 12 years later, and here we are still, enjoying what we do. I've tried to quit music many times, but you can't quit what you're passionate about. Sometimes it chooses you. So now we're catching a good stride on things. I got a clear schedule in front of me, and we're gonna make the most of it.
There you go. There you go, man. Yeah, life is definitely a journey. Yeah, those ups and downs when you start in the beginning and then you think, I'm gonna do this. You're gonna go full send, you're gonna go full on it, and then you get hit hard.
Yeah, the turn is crazy because it starts as a hobby, right? Like with anything, and like, okay, I like photography, I like video games, I like this and that and the third, I like sports, but then they start slowly knocking each other off. Like, okay, I'm 5'6" on a good day. Am I gonna be the most athletic person to be able to get a sports contract? Maybe not. So let's see what else happens. But music was always around, whether it was, in my family's house, cleaning on a Sunday, or just trying to create music or something sonically. And then, yeah, real life, you got to balance real life with what you're trying to make happen out of life. And that shit's tough, bro. Like, to any human being out there doing human being stuff, knowing what it takes to get through a day to day when you don't know how it's going to end, or what you want to do, and don't know how you're going to get there, but you want to do it anyway. That shit is tough. So, hey, keep at it. Like, we're all in the same thing. We're all here for the same purpose, trying to figure it out. So, hey, as long as you're trying to do it, Jules, I back you 100%, because I know you got a good head on your shoulders, and you know what it's like to go through those ups and downs. And man, that shit's a lot. It takes a toll sometimes.
Not for real. I really appreciate that, Potion. Yeah. So for whoever is out there grinding it, it ain't pretty rainbows all the time. You gotta put in the work ethic. You gotta deal with the crap that's going your way. Magic isn't built in a day. You have to keep going at it no matter what, no matter how painful and the tears that come out of your eyes, because there are times you just want to give up. You don't
Man,
want to do anything. You just want to go home and sleep. You're lonely. You're missing something in your life. You want to go talk to that guy or girl. Well, you got to go talk to that guy or girl. It won't magically come to you. I mean,
yeah.
unless you're a girl, but that's totally different.
That's
Yeah.
a right. That's another story. Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta get it, bro. You gotta go up and get it. And like, nothing came to a sleepy person but a dream, and it sucks sometimes, but once you put forth the effort, and it can't feel like work. You got to do something, as corny as it sounds, you got to do something that you're passionate about. Sometimes it chooses you, sometimes you choose it, but it's never going to feel like work. Like, I'm sure you know those long days where you're shooting, Jules, 20, 30 subjects and 2, 3, 4 different locations going here and there. You're like, man, you take that deep breath and like, okay, how bad do I want it? And then once the day's over and you can sleep with a clear conscience, like, man, I went hard on something I love to do. That's what makes it, makes the next day a little more bearable. And you just pick up speed like that.
Most definitely, most definitely. Sometimes when you start out, you got to do it for free, and no one likes working for free. But when you got that passion and drive, as you were saying, Potion, you will do anything.
Yeah.
You will do anything that for what you love.
A good way to see about it is, you'll love it. If you love it, you'll do it for free. But once you're good at it, you'll never need to. And so finding that balance in, building relationships, whether it's, business, personal, platonic, anything like that, it's always going to be a give and take sometimes. Sometimes you got to give a little more than you take. Sometimes, it's the other way around and you're blessed with the situation of experience and stuff like that. But you're not going to get there until you start here, and you don't know how long it's going to take to get there. But as long as you are passionate enough to know what you're doing and want to continue learning, I learned stuff about, music and how to produce and things like that. I'm 10 years in. Sometimes I don't think there's anything left for me to learn until that one moment. And then, okay, boom, new chapter. Now I get to, scratch the surface on something new. So stay learning, stay open to new things, new opportunities, because you don't know what the next handshake will turn into. How many times have we ended up somewhere and, oh dang, somebody knows you or you know them, and that handshake turns into a podcast, turns into a video shoot, turns into a good conversation that leads to some business and some other stuff. So got to be open, got to stay open. It's worth it. I promise you, it's worth it.
You are a sole proprietor. You own one or two businesses, or you're self-employed. What's that like? And explain the journey.
It is a journey. So I became a full-time voice actor in June of last year after leaving one of my highest paying jobs, if probably not the highest paying job that I would have, what people call a 9 to 5. I did market managing. So I did advertising, closed up, opened up shop at a motorcycle dealership here in town, but did all kinds of graphics, all types of promotion, things like that. Paid pretty well, but I got into audiobooks and basically a way to pimp out my resources. So the microphone that I have in front of me is about 10 years deep. And that's the original microphone that I bought to record music with. Saw a commercial for Audible, which is Amazon's audiobook service. And they offer both ways of, if you're an author or a voiceover artist, you could provide voiceovers like that. I didn't think nothing of it. I just tried it. But they make it easy enough to try and do an audition. Sure enough, things go a little bit further, and now I'm 5 audiobooks deep, couple trips to Utah, and got a series out there, and it's not gonna hit all the time. So that was like one out of many, many other different clients that have great business, that have terrible business. Uh, here's a key for you. You'll appreciate the good business as long as you provide good business up front. I mean, there's a lot of times where shitty people do good business, good people do shitty business, and it kind of goes both ways. You gain your trust in people and trust in your business the more experience you get, but that shit doesn't fall out the sky. You gotta try something every day. So every morning I'm putting up 5, 10, 15 auditions for different jobs, different gigs, whether they be commercials, YouTube pages, documentaries, auditions for Netflix, Disney, whatever. There's so many avenues now. And we got the internet, bro. It's 2023. If you're not on the internet trying to make some money, you're doing something wrong. So get with the time. We even got AI doing half the shit for us. So you just got to figure it out and see what works. But being like you said, a sole proprietor, a business owner, you have to work every day. You work more to be able to work for yourself. Another corny quote from my pops: "You got to do what you have to now to do what you want to later." So, you know, nothing's provided for you in a sole proprietor. Just you eat what you kill, basically. I could have a regular job tomorrow, go to my 9 to 5, and I know as long as I show up and do what I need to, I'm still going to get paid, no matter how well I do it. this, owning your own business stuff, you need to be as great as you can be. And then if not better, 1% better every day, or you won't pay your bills. But for the people who are down with that, who are you know, I love that shit. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but that's the beauty of it. Blessing and a curse of not knowing what's gonna happen tomorrow sometimes. But yeah, that comes with the ups and downs. And you rock with the downs when they're there, and you celebrate the ups, knowing that they're not gonna be around for a long time. But as long as you keep the ship afloat, you'll be all right. You'll definitely be all right. It's not for everybody, but it's well worth it. I definitely say it's well worth putting in the extra effort to work for yourself.
Most definitely. We gotta keep it 100, Potion. This ain't for everyone, but it is very rewarding.
It is. It is. You get your own time, your freedom. Once you be able to kind of delegate tasks and things that you don't necessarily need to do, you maybe can hire somebody else to do for you. And as long as your business is right, they eat, you eat, the client is happy as well. There's a lot of different ways to get the job done. But the best way to start is, with your own two hands and figure it out. I'm always a firm believer, if I can do it myself, I'll try and figure it out. So I went to the studio, saw somebody, be an engineer for a couple months. Shout out to Two Tone, one of the best engineers in Las Vegas, and he's recorded anybody and everybody that has come into the city of Las Vegas for the past 20 years in local hip hop. But I learned everything I knew just from shadowing him, from him cutting up my music. Saw how fast he was, saw how robotic and automated he was. And okay, I'm paying him to do my stuff. I could probably learn how to do that. Spent the next 6 to maybe 12 months just soaking up YouTube videos, just how to record, how to engineer, how to make this sound like that. Trial and error, turning the computer off because I was watching so much and not wanting to watch it for a week. Eventually, that shit added up and built me, to where I am now, where I could take this thing and walk into any room and it doesn't matter. And I'm confident enough to, put my sound up with anybody else's. But that shit comes with time. And it's not a lot of people want to put in the time. They want that instant gratification. They want to be successful right now. If you become successful overnight, you're not going to appreciate the shit. And as fast as it came, it'll probably go even quicker. And so coming from, experience of seeing that happen to people and putting myself in situations that's happened to, you want the slow burn of just learning it. You want to do it the right way. There's really no shortcuts, unfortunately, to build your own success, especially want to do it for yourself. So good people and good business goes both ways. It definitely goes both ways.
Well, that is also the very hard part because networking, trying to find the right niche, the right people that work for you. But this is also the very hard part. You also got to provide value in a way working for them for a win-win situation.
Yep, completely. So kind of the way I do it, and I actually just had this conversation with a friend, I think it was yesterday. So we had this tough question, and you can answer it in your own way, Jules. Do you think, the people in your life should have value to you or be valuable? As maybe narcissistic or, sinister as that may sound, to me, I think of course, because when you cut down to it, we only got 24 hours in a day. What you expose yourself or who you expose yourself to, your energy and the conversations you have, the stuff you look at, the food you eat, the experiences you have, all that shit kind of builds you to who you are. If you're around a bunch of shitty people, like that's gonna eventually, rub off on you, whether you like it or not. So I think everybody should be valuable to you, but in that sense, you need to offer some sort of value. You need to read the room, and that's a skill that that you build over time. You need to read the room, see what's going on, because how I want to express myself normally might not work in a setting with a little bit more corporate feel versus me giving a much more professional approach might not work at something more laid back and humanistic. So you got to be able to see both sides, how you provide value and you can be useful. That way, in turn, unfortunately, you can be used by someone else because you have value. The term useless is like, damn, you have no use at all. That use me for something to help build your shit so I can help build my shit. Essentially what it comes down to, right?
Yeah, most definitely. No, I agree with 100% you're saying. It's just people don't like the language of
Yeah.
how you're saying it, but it's the truth at the end of the day. I joined a networking course called Men of Action.
Yeah.
It is one of the most valuable things that I've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a networking course. When I came here to Vegas for the first 2 to 3 weeks, I didn't do anything. I joined this course. I did a lot of things in the past 6 months.
Everything.
Yo, networking, meeting people, trying to find a job, meeting these type of people you wouldn't believe you'd be with. I
Bro.
joined this course. It's called the Men of Action. Shout out to my mentor, Michael Sartain. And also, I want to expand upon of what you were talking about with work ethic and providing value and utility to people, not within yourself. Because you say that is narcissistic. In some ways, yes, you have to be selfish and altruistic at the same time to people. You can't be truly altruistic just for the sake of altruism, which is kind of a catch-22. It's very selfish per se. Mother
Yeah.
Teresa did altruism just for the sake of herself, which is ironically a little selfish if you think about it. But it's a good selfishness.
Yeah, no, yeah,
It's
you have to be selfish with your energy
mhm.
and, in turn, being selfish with your energy, and you should also respect people where they are selfish with their own because they show discipline, whether it's in their work or how they communicate, just how they are being a good human being overall. But that person is selfish with their energy because it takes energy to keep that. I can't keep giving and giving and giving and then I have nothing left to give to myself. And then the next person, I say yes to 9 people. The 10th person is going to hate me because I said no. But I already gave everything out. You got to keep that shit for yourself sometimes, most of the time. And then in turn, that should, universe takes care of what it needs to, real recognize real all the time. That's why we're talking right now. Because when we met, the conversation steered immediately to, oh, what do you do? Oh, like we're reading the room on, on each other, playing the game how it's supposed to be played, and then we won. We both found out things about each other. We both have businesses and certain ideas that resonate. Boom! Now we can have a conversation. Now we can build something. That's how it works. That's how good business works. That's how good relationships are built. So you got to be selfish with that to be able to give that when it's time.
This is a nuanced point. Not a lot of people will get it, but once you get it, it works out. You create magic. Boom, baby. What you were just saying,
Pregame.
Potion. Yeah, big energy, big communication, big networking. Well, not just the word big, it just flows, it fluctuates, it works out. It just comes to you naturally. I met this guy, his name's Justin Waller. He's one of the biggest guys in this red pill space community. He's good friends with this guy named Andrew Tate. I met him, I shaked his hand, I didn't know who he was. I started looking at some of his videos and some of his stuff. He was doing a podcast with my mentor. Closest 5 people that you're with dictate who you're going to become. If you hang out with 5 successful people, rich entrepreneurs, guys that do game, guys that know how to do business, network, talk to people, sell, whatever it may be, you're probably going to be that. Or it starts enveloping into your personality. You start gaining these skills, not just passively, but actively. You are learning with your tribe, your group, the people that you call your friends, the people that you start to develop good relationships with. That is the stuff. Sounds selfish, but it works out. And then it becomes selfless because you are providing value. They are providing value to you. You are helping, synergizing, getting the knowledge, providing help to whatever community it may be. It's just good, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy how being selfish turns into being selfless, and it's a flip. So, okay, let's take a second and dissect that because that's a really good point. Why do you think if you were around 5 successful people that you would be the fifth? Is because they would push you to be successful. If not, what I think they would naturally just they wouldn't accept your work ethic or your lack thereof, or the like we're 5 here. If you're not keeping up, then we don't have the time to have you keep up, versus being accepted by the 5, for lack of a better term, losers, or people that will just take you for what you're worth and stuff like that, but not push you to your full potential. I
Mhm.
don't want to be the smartest person in the room. Then I'm in the wrong room. I don't want to be the most influential person in the room. I'm in the wrong room. There's so much space to grow And sometimes you got to be in it with the sharks where you're not comfortable. But it starts, I think, for me, it starts with being very comfortable and knowing who I am. Just being myself. I do a terrible job of trying to be somebody else. So the best job for me that I've found is being completely myself, and who takes it, takes it. And I know my values and I know how selfish I am with my energy, where we're not going to click if you're not, and you could hear it in conversation, like just things you're interested about or how a conversation goes, like where your values are. It doesn't really take too long to get a good read on somebody, like, okay, is this person going to be good for me, for my energy, or, is this going to turn into something else? But you gotta be able to draw some lines, make some boundaries. Those are healthy. Like, you only got a day and you're sleeping for a third of it. Like, what you do in those 14 hours that you're up, who you're with, who you talk to are super, super important. When they are, enjoy your time when you're a kid and all that. But once you gotta start paying bills and shit changes a little bit. We don't have the time and the energy to, put out everything how we want to. But your selfishness, just like how Jules said, your selfishness will turn into selflessness, because now I'm completely comfortable with who I am, what you need from me, because I know what I can bring to the table. And if it's not the table, I got something else for you. But it starts from being humble and, knowing who you are.
Exactly. I mean, it's like a value exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
I
those
definitely.
who don't know, you definitely have to give value exchange. And if you don't even have value yourself, as what Potion said, you're useless or you have no utility. If you got no utility, you got to go start from the bottom, get some utility, skills, hard skills, soft skills, whatever it may be. I wanted to expand upon the passion thing.
Mm.
I agree and disagree with it because I used to be, yeah, man, you just got to give it 100%. Everything will come your way. Believe in yourself. Just do it. You like what
Sounds
you're
good.
doing, you'll be fine.
It
No,
sounds
that is
good.
that is not true at all. You got to do them more than just put passion, energy, and fire into what you want to do. You got to gain other skills. You got to do some stuff you don't want to do. But what you don't want to do may be something that you need to do.
Definitely. You're gonna need to do a lot, probably a lot more stuff that you don't want to do than versus what you do want to do. But yeah, and I think to flip on that, I think passion's gonna be the driving force of getting through that shit that you just don't want to do. The one thing that I find personally as I'm getting through my YouTube video creating challenge and of just, building a brand and stuff like that, editing is fun, but I hate doing it. I love the creative portion of it. I hate clipping shit down, clipping shit together, finding this, finding that. I hate doing it. But the end product or the creativity that I can express behind it, that's what gets me through these 2, 3, 4 hour editing sessions. And then, putting up the final product. Shout out to Gamers Garage. I got blessed with the opportunity to just do their voiceover and cut up their commercial that they just dropped today. So shout out to the boys over there. But putting it together is fun, but it sucks sometimes when it feels like work. But yeah, like, you're gonna do a bunch of shit that you don't want to do. We're gonna say this again. You're gonna do a bunch of shit that you don't want to do first, but as long as you know what you're getting at, you'll be able to bite down and, get through it and live to see another day for sure.
Potion, let's run up a bit on the process of how you talk to some people to get clients,
Yeah.
to get some business, because some people just want to do the 9 to 5 and be comfortable, but some want to break out of that and actually start being self-employed or start your own business, getting clients. You don't have to go in all the details with, that first job that you created, that first contract client with
Yeah.
Gamers Garage. How did that go out?
Cool thing enough with that. And this is going to lead into just being open and comfortable with being you, who you are, and who you know you are, not trying to put something on, especially in this day and age where there's cameras everywhere and you can be whatever you want to be other than yourself. It would behoove you, real podcast term, it would behoove you to be yourself. It'll always pay off in the long run. So I saw Gamers Garage through up the street from me. There's another video game players lounge that I know about. And I saw Gamers Garage scrolling through a couple of things and it popped up. They had their reality show pulling up and they had their audition. So I was like, all right, let me see, just what's going on. I don't even know what to expect, but I like watching Jersey Shore sometimes and it looks fun. So walk in, shout out to Swell and the guys over there. Said, what's up? Sat me down in front of the camera, say, hey, talk your spiel and what video game related things you got going on and tell us about yourself. Gave him the spiel. Didn't expect anything out of it, but me being completely myself, I think that's what got me over and got the phone call for the reality show spot. But that wouldn't have started if I wasn't comfortable and trying to figure out, oh, okay, how should I approach it? Should I be like a bad guy or a mean guy? Should I be super cool or nice? Who cares? It's just be you, and whatever's gonna fall is gonna fall. And now we're here. Now we're a showdown coming soon. You're starring in it as well, so congrats.
Ha. Yeah, yes, I
Uh,
am. I
yeah,
am.
and then we got a bunch of events, and that was just the seed planted towards all the other events, and they barely just opened up, and so now there's a lot more things that we got going on in the future, and the people that know them and the people that I know, and now we're 2-3 handshakes deep, and that starts with just one, whether it's mine or the other person across from the table. Somebody's got to show their value at some point, and oh, okay, that might be useful, and it starts turning from there.
There you go. There you go. Shout out to the Gamers Garage, to the boys. You know,
Dogs.
yeah, without them, we wouldn't be having this podcast right now. You wouldn't even have that, providing value to them, getting that job, creating that ad for them. I know they're trying to grow as a business. I see them hustling every day, going hard, throwing private events, throwing whatever they need to do. They are building, they are growing, and that is business. That is what we're talking about.
And that's good people to be around. Like for those 5 people, successful people that you want to keep around, just it's the effort. They don't got to be there. As long as they see the potential, you can see the potential, and the effort is there. Time is going to take care of everything else. We'll be having this conversation a year from now. Like, hey, man, remember when we was talking on August 14th? Man, that seems like so long ago because so much has happened in between then. But it doesn't get there unless we start here. So shouts out to the boys over there because they're definitely doing big things. And yeah, that's now we're here and we're about to start doing some big shit for the rest of the year. So that's how it starts.
All right, Potion, we had some good strides, good talks about business, what's going on, the deep nitty-gritty. But let's talk more about you and your music, man. What's this new album you just dropping?
Oh yeah. We got to switch it up. That's why I got the red light on. So I'm on this thing now where this year, 2023, I dropped a record in February. It was like right after the Eagles lost the Super Bowl. Before that, I believe the last record I dropped was probably almost a year prior. So I have a lot of music now, but I'm on a thing where I'm just trying to stay as consistent as I can because holding all this music and all these creative ideas for no one to hear has gotten me anywhere. So I'm 3 Fridays deep right now. I've dropped 3 songs in the last 3 Fridays. I have another one coming out this Friday. So I got to build all those visualizers and lyric videos. But yeah, the latest one that just dropped, Mind Control, featuring Lakeem Iro and Dion LLC. Shouts out to Slick LeRae, my producer, who put that together. And the cool thing about that was, so he's got a bunch of beats too, and that's kind of just how we are as creatives. We kind of work, and then we're so much of a perfectionist that unless it's exactly how we want it, we probably won't even drop it. So he had a bunch of beats on his hard drive. We were going through some. I heard that one, put my version on it. He was like, "Oh, I sent this to a few people. I heard their versions, and their versions were crazy. Dion's verse, he killed that. And he had his boy, I think that's his cousin Lakeem on the hook, and he killed it too. So I'm like, okay, we need to combine something. So shouts out to them for, even allowing us to collaborate like that. But yeah, we mashed the two together, and that's what's on the record right now. And I really feel like that record can do a lot of big things. It sounds real poppy, real summery, real hot outside, and we just got to get it in the right people's hands. So anybody who has listened to it, or if you coming across the podcast, we definitely got plenty of music to check out and see what's going on. Potion is available on all streaming platforms. Head ass.
There you go. There you go. SoundCloud, Spotify, wherever you may be, get on that. Potion, the
And
guy to
thank
go
you
to.
for putting the shorty with the Pete's on there, because that was magnifique,
Yeah.
magnifique.
Yeah. Shout out to Lena Lai, working
Alina,
at Wet
appreciate
Republic.
you, love. Appreciate you, love.
Yeah, shout out to her. She is a bottle service girl at What Republic. If you
Okay.
guys see her there, say hi to me for Julius the boy and Potion.
There you go. Yeah. Tip your bartender and tell him to spin that potion over there on the DJ booth.
For sure, for sure. So explain to me the chorus of Mind Control. What's going on there?
So that one came from Lakeem on the hook. Uh, best part of coming outside is basically okay. We're describing her as the best part of coming outside. Scrub the ground is it gets a little nasty with the scrub the ground. It's basically, it's a real dance type move where, you scrub the ground, but not necessarily me. It would be the female counterpart who would be scrubbing the ground. But it's a cool little swipe, not nothing too crazy. And then, ooh, she has mind control, probably from how good she looked from the scrubbing the ground. And then so it kind of just went from there. The cool thing about the verses is that they touch on the idea so generally, but Dion, he's just rapping his ass off. He was Mr. Raptastic on that. Usually I'm Mr. Raptastic, but he came way too crazy. I didn't even want to try and keep up with him, so I played it buttery smooth on the end. But we're just kind of going back and forth about, just enjoying the time with the loved one, and seeing where it goes from there. And if it doesn't go, then what are you comparing me to? Because we nothing to compare to. We know what our value is and what our worth is. It was a real fly way of just putting it like that, but it's a great sounding record. The inspiration behind it was actually Chris Brown and Young Thug's Go Crazy. So a lot of sonic inspiration, a lot of structure inspiration from there. They killed that, and I think we definitely are up there. So we're about a remix away from and a music video from trying to keep on track.
No, for sure, man. No, that song that you showed me, because when I was trying to create that little story, shout out to Miss Lena Lai. It was
Yes.
a little hard to pick because you had like 4 to 5 songs on IG story. It's like, dang, what's going on here? He's like,
Bro,
yo, wait up, let me give you this mind control. It's like, mind control.
that's
Okay.
yeah, that was
Uh,
the because the ones that pop up first, they would have been cool. PCH would have been cool. There's a reggaeton like Puerto Rican sounding joint on there that might have been cool, but Mind Control just dropped. It looks like Miss what was it, Miss Lena?
Lena, yeah, Lena Lai. Shout out to her,
Miss
by the
Lena
way.
Lai. Shouts out to Lena Lai. Thank you, and thank you for the pizza and making it look good. Greatly appreciate you for that.
Yeah, man. Without it, well, I know you're just having a good time just getting the promotion now. It's hard out there. It's hard out there.
It is. And I mean, with anything, me personally, and I don't know, I'm not necessarily proud to say it or anything like that, but I'm not really the type of person that goes into like the inbox of the DMs or text message or anything like that and say, hey, here's my new stuff, share, like, comment, or anything like that. Like if you're tuned in and you enjoy what you're seeing and what I'm providing, I think you'll do it anyway off the cuff. And that's why I appreciate you, Jules. Like I'm never gonna ask you to, hey, can you do this now that we know each other type shit. Like, I don't know. For me, that's just weird. And that's just me. Not saying that it's wrong, that's just me. But all the any kind of repost or comment or emoji or share or whatever, I cannot thank any of y'all enough, because that's the life and blood of the shit that I got going on, to show it to somebody else and be able to make some opportunities out of it. So if you like it, play it when somebody's around. If you don't like it, tell somebody it sucked. At least tell them, though, that way they can check it out for themselves and maybe they like it. But don't just keep it to yourself, because you're not doing nobody no good.
There you go. There you go. Shout out to your fans, man. Without them, you wouldn't be alive, or you still wouldn't be growing. But it's a growth, a struggle every day.
All about the growth, baby. You ain't growing, you ain't doing too much. Bro,
Yeah.
it's 1%. That's it. You don't gotta go too crazy. 1% every day. It's not a lot, but it's just enough. You start compounding that shit, you get some momentum. Okay, now we're 3 weeks deep. We're about to be, now we're working ahead of time. Now I should be 2, 3 weeks in, and with the YouTube channel and everything else going on, I could use some extra time. But it's all about the growth. If you're not growing, you're probably not doing enough yet.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Don't get that mind control in. Don't let the ladies get off your grind.
Woo! Hey, I need to get you on a record, Jules. Quit rapping like that.
Off real, nah. I'm just fun. We just having a conversation.
We'll get you on the intro and talk some shit. We'll get you on the intro.
Oh shit, I got you. I don't know what I can say, but just give me something, or
Oh no, you gonna
Really?
float. You
Oh,
gonna float.
oh,
Trust.
all right, all right, all right. Yeah, invite me, bro. I want to get in the game like that.
Yeah, get you
That's,
in the stew for sure.
all right, for
That's
sure.
where the value comes in. You get the pictures, and we get you a record.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I did a photo shoot for myself actually. So Gamers Garage, we were
Oh,
in a game show together. We
let's
networked here and there, the people was eyes, people were popping, it was flowing, we're having a good time from my experience. And one of the guys, he did my photos for me. So appreciate that guy. Shout out to the boy Preston. Thank you
hey,
so much for doing my photos, because we were just talking previously about doing stuff you don't want to do. I solely wanted to do photography in the beginning, but then I had to move out of Cali. I'm a Cali boy. Straight up
yeah,
came to Vegas, did a bunch of shit I didn't know I was capable of doing, like
good point.
networking, talking to people, videography, working nightlife, et cetera, et cetera. You just build and expand upon your skills.
Yeah, and I think you played it right. Coming from somebody who, my perspective on you, you came from out of town, but you knew what the city offered, and you played it smooth, bro. Okay, you can offer something to the city. Visuals. Vegas is a very visual city, whether it's photos or videos or something like that. So you went straight to the right industry that always needs visuals, and you can network with all the people you need to who also need visuals. You played it to a T, my guy. So shouts out to you, because yeah, you took advantage of something that you weren't ready for, but you don't got to be ready for it. Trust me, you just got to be willing to take what the shit's gonna get. Like, you're gonna wake up and something's gonna happen. How do you react to it? And you played it to your favor. So shouts out to you, my guy.
Hey, appreciate that. Much love coming from a Vegas local potion because that is true. That's basically what I did. I'm all like, I kind of have a plan. Not really. I kind of have a vague idea what Vegas is, but let me go in anyways because at the end of the day, sometimes you just don't have a plan. What Mike Tyson said, not a lot of people can react when you get punched in the face. It's what's after.
That's it. That's straight up. And you can have all the plans and details figured out until bullets start flying. You're not ready for that until you're thrown in the fire. But to me, and this is just me, a personal thing, like sometimes I got to touch it to know it's hot. I got to go through something to fail, but fail, fail as much as you can, but fail forward. Because the more you fail forward, you only got to succeed one time, and then you start building those up. But fail as fast as you can, fail as much as you can. But more importantly, learn from those failures. That way they start to decrease over time. Then you just start winning. Like this, I got that shit tatted on my wrist. One says win and one says learn. It's not going to say win and loss. It's not going to say win and loss is. It's going to say win and learn. Did you learn something from it? Then it wasn't a loss. It's a lesson. All the corny quotes pop up because they make fucking sense when they need to. So yeah, you did it right. Just jump. Just go do it. Just do it. That's it. Just do it.
Most definitely, yeah. Most boxers, when they start out, you don't start out winning. You start out grinding and enduring.
You got to. You got to figure it out. Like you said, Rome wasn't built in a day, and Michael Jordan didn't make it to the NBA if he didn't get cut from his high school basketball team.
Yeah.
Just that little extra hunger, that little extra fight, that little extra pinch. Like, okay, how bad do you really want it? All right, well, here's some bullshit in front of your way, whether it's a bad business deal or bad relationships or anything getting in your way. Life's going to test you, and it's going to tell you if you want it that bad or not. And if you do, okay. If you don't, perfectly fine. Switch to something else, but just keep moving forward with anything that you got going on. Doesn't really matter what it is. Just, keep doing it to the best of your ability. Eventually it's going to work out. It has to. It's how the world works.
There you go. There you go. Shout out to Kobe. Rest in peace. That man was obsessed with his craft. He didn't start out good in the beginning, but
No,
he was obsessed with the game and he progressed. He kept going. He improved his skills. And look where he was at. He made it to the top.
to the top. That's what Mamba mentality is all about from the jump. Like that Kanye West commercial with him is hilarious. He said, "Can you be the same animal and a different beast?" Kanye's like, "What the fuck are you talking about, Kobe?" He says, "You're welcome." But that's what it is. Like, you just gotta evolve. It's nothing stays the same. And that's the beauty and the curse of life, where all the good times are not necessarily gonna last, and all the bad times they're not necessarily going to last either. It's really up to you. More often than not, your life is going to be as easy or as hard as you want it to be, depending on when you zoom out. Okay, who's the people around you? Why are they there? Okay, because I go here and I do this, do that. Okay, well, why do you do that? Okay, well, either you're bored or this is what you like, or it's around the corner, something like that. Okay, well, why do you do that? The more you zoom out, more often than not, it's going to point to what you do, what you accept, what you don't accept, just your diet, your overall diet of life. It's not just what you eat, it's what you consume off this, it's what you consume off that, it's what you speak about, what you talk about. All that shit kind of matters at the end of the day. Because then if you're sitting in a hole with a bunch of shitty people around that can't help themselves, you can't ask them for help. Man, you got to look in the mirror and be like, how did you get here? How did I get here? And sometimes you got to backtrack a little bit. Sometimes you got to know it's hot to then take your fucking hand off and go do something else, something possibly more productive with yourself.
No, most definitely. So one of the rules in Men of Action, the course that I joined, rule
Yeah.
number 3, it's called the answer is almost always abundance. And then I just translate it because it sounds a little complicated. You just translate it to just do more. And that ad you were talking about with Kanye West and Kobe ironically exemplifies what
Yeah.
doing more, what having more abundance is. You just keep doing more. Even if you're successful already, you say you're not and you keep doing more. You keep going. You keep grinding. There is no limit. There is no roof. Because once you get to that comfortable sense of a limit, you're going to go down. And that is not fun at all. You will fail. You will drop hard. Getting too comfortable and complacent will destroy you. It is not a fun place at all.
No, yeah. And especially when you expect one thing and it turns out, maybe a little bit off, or it turns out to be a complete 180. And like, man, you bet all your chips on this one play, this one move, this one interaction, and it doesn't pan out in your favor. That's when you really get tested. Okay, how bad do you want it or not? But yeah, like you said, it's just evolving and being able to accept what you know and what you don't know. Have you heard of those three areas of information? It's what you know about what you know you don't know, and then what you don't know. So, okay, I know the sky is blue.
Mhm.
Okay, I know that. How far does it take to touch the sky? Okay, I know that I don't know that. Okay, and then what's beyond the sky? I have no idea where to even start with that. That's the biggest area of growth. I'm not too sure where I read that at, but you just have to be willing to jump into the unknown. That's where you grow. Like you said, if once you're comfortable, you stop growing. And then if you get comfortable, like trying to bust out of a cocoon or something like that, you're gonna stay stuck in it. You're gonna be complacent. And you'll be asking yourself, okay, what has happened for the last week, month, year, decade? Okay, and you got to do all that self-assessment, and hindsight is always 2020. It's never going to be, like a cloudy. You're going to figure out if it was the right decision or the wrong decision, or a good or bad decision or not eventually. But you got to be willing to take the decision. I don't want to live with no regret. I would rather embarrass myself and try than not try at all. So I could drop songs for the next 52 weeks, for the next year. If they don't go, perfectly fine. I can sleep with a clear conscience. But if I let them sit another day on my hard drive and I know no one's going to hear it and I'm not even giving myself a chance to make anything happen, I can't sleep with that.
For sure. There you go. That's the true grind mentality. Not a lot of people will have that. Most people just want to live comfortable, mediocre lives, just have your 9 to 5. You think you want that success, but you don't know what you're willing to put in to get that.
Yeah, straight up. What I practice personally, and this might help anybody watching, I say practice more, like you said, everything in abundance. Practice more gratitude. I feel like when I'm lost or when I'm trying to figure stuff out, you're always kind of looking ahead and okay, I'm not where I want to be, or I want to be here, and because I'm not here, my life is not what it should be or anything. There's going to be people that always have it better for you, or always have it better than you, and always have it worse than you. Whether you think you're in the worst situation possible, you could probably turn the corner and wouldn't trade lives with the person around the corner. So the more gratitude you express for your current situation, what you got going on, always strive for more, but don't let it cloud what's going on right now. You still have a life to live and, relationships to, to nurture and situations that you want to, be a part of, but don't get lost in where you're trying to go to cloud what you've already done. Like you said, the journey coming from Cali to Vegas, I'm sure that's a great part of your story because you didn't know what the hell was going to happen. And you could have fell flat on your face. The fact that we're here talking about it, it was well worth the jump of faith, was
Yeah,
it not?
most definitely. Well, yeah, at the end of the day, it is a leap of faith.
Yeah,
But yeah, sometimes I think, man, I'm walking by Vegas, whether it be Summerlin, Henderson, sidewalks,
yeah.
or that hobo area up in forgot what street, Owens.
Oh
Sometimes,
yeah,
yeah,
there's a couple of those. There's definitely
bro.
those in the city.
No, you get a bunch of those in Cali too, but every time I walk by, I just look at it and feel like, you
Yeah,
know, that could have been someone, that could have been you, that could have been me,
yeah.
you
Couple, and that's only a couple decisions away. Sometimes for somebody, it's one decision. It's sometimes it's a life or death decision. So the fact you're still on this planet, you have a chance to have a better day. And for that, it is worth going through whatever hell you're in now to even try and attempt to make it better later, tomorrow, hopefully,
yeah,
the next morning, whenever you get a chance.
most
Some
definitely.
people don't grow up immature at all. We know how many people do we know that are, 40, 50, 60, immature as hell, or still, can't get out of their own way. And how many
Hmm.
people that are the same age or younger than us, like, damn, they got their shit together. Like, I want my son or my nephew or, my young people around me to don't model after me, model after this guy. He's where I want to be. And, age ain't nothing but a number in a lot more ways than one. So, get your game where you can and take the leap of faith. It's worth it. As long as you can make it worth it. If you don't do shit with it, then you can toss it out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you're at a young age, you do have leeway to make risky decisions to get whatever you want, whatever success you want. You want to start that business, start grinding, start learning, and actually try to start that business. If you got to get a job, go get a job. You're not a hobo, you're not a bum on the street, practicing that gratitude, man, because this is America. This is a first world country. We have technology, we have a lot of opportunity, and a lot of people don't they don't realize it in their head, they thinking,
Travel a little bit. I'd say traveling kind of zoomed my perspective out a little bit. Just
mhm,
not even. I don't even have a passport yet. I need to get my passport, so I haven't gone too far out of the states. But going to like Florida and Texas, East Coast, up Pacific Northwest, and just seeing how people live and what their environment's like and things like that. It's much different and in the good side and the bad side. And you just have to get perspective of where you are and then zoom all the way out, bro. We're on a fucking floating space rock in the middle of nowhere. Like none of this shit matters. So because it doesn't matter, everything matters. I got that from Rick and Morty, and that shit like changed my life. It was a great quote. When nothing matters, then everything matters. Do what you need to. Say what you need to say. Say how you feel when you feel it. Like you can't feel embarrassment is an idea. Embarrassment doesn't even exist, bro. Like be yourself and be confident. Read the room, and make good decisions on how you communicate and all that stuff. But don't feel embarrassed to do anything. Be proud that you tried because when you feel embarrassed, somebody's looking at the room in the same situation, like, dang, they tried that. I wish I had the courage to try that. Now you're over here feeling embarrassed when you just inspired somebody. Like, embarrassment is nothing. That shit don't exist. Get that out of your head. Try to tell my nephew that all the time. If you want to do it, do it. Do it and then fail. And then figure out if you want to keep doing it.
at the end of the day, man, it's a long-term mentality. You don't know when you're gonna die, but you don't know how long you're gonna be on this little dust rock that we live upon.
Man. Maybe yeah, wearing the comfy hoodie and having a Zoom call at 7:58 p.m. in America in 2023, bro. Come on, we have a lot of privileges and a lot of cool technologies. I wouldn't swap living in any other time than now, bro. Imagine
Yeah,
you born 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago. Nah, I like my cozy socks and my Wi-Fi.
yeah, and then our microwavable foods.
Yeah, I'll take it all. Give me this. Give me more Stofers. I'll take all the turkey terrazzinis for sure.
Bro, that's so true. That's so true. about the music, man. There's struggles with it, it's not always cookie cutter. Some of the songs you made, you do feel embarrassed, like, oh, maybe I should have done that verse a different way. Maybe I should have done that lyric a different way. You get embarrassed, but you still gotta push, keep moving forward. What's some of the music and the flow that you wish you can improve upon or what you lack?
I think now I'm gaining more perspective on kind of the fourth wall of interacting with people and just being completely open to maybe criticism or opinion. Like I haven't necessarily heard bad criticism about my music from other people whose opinion I respect, which is, either a blessing or a curse or anything like that. But me personally, I know I can always make better or more creative senses and emotions and moods and things like that. But the putting it out part, what, bro, that shit held me down for years, bro. And that's one thing I look back on where I wish I pushed out more music. I wish I didn't have 200 songs on a hard drive that now I can just start peeling off. I wish that shit was already out in the mix and maybe I would be somewhere else. But on the flip side of that, I'm glad that now I have all this music and I'm in a good headspace to realize that time is short because I might not have ever realized it. Or if I didn't realize it back then, at least now I do now. And now I can, start whenever. Cool thing was Jay-Z didn't drop his first album until he was, what, 26, I believe. And a lot of like prominent historic artists started like later in their lives, in their 30s, early 40s. And then you peel back some pages and look at famous authors and famous business people, and they didn't start till the 50s and 60s and 70s. But as long as you get to that point, that's the most important part. You just want to get there as quick as you can, or as quick as life sometimes will allow you. Because I would say I wasn't in the right headspace, or I wasn't appreciating my time or my energy as much as I do now. But I didn't go through the shit that I went through to gain that appreciation. So I wasn't even ready for what I wanted, if that makes sense. So now I am, and now I know it, and now I can push all the shit out that I want. But it's just something you just gotta live life as simple as that sounds. You gotta try shit and you gotta get burnt and you gotta fail and you gotta be disappointed and put down. And that shit kind of just builds you up. And then once you wake up tomorrow, you're like, all right, I'm still here. I got all my fingers and toes. Wasn't that bad. Let me try it again and see if I succeed this time. And that's just how life works, bro. It all connects. So with the music thing, now I've peeled that sense of embarrassment or being closed off to criticism or opinions. Now that shit is out the window. I finally gained over that hump. And now I'm looking for the next challenge that I want to get through, whether it's a different genre or a different style or a different language. I'm trying to get my Spanish back on. I'm like the black sheep of my family. I can understand it. Trying to have a conversation. I can't speak Spanish to save my life. But it sounds good on record, and I got a couple Spanish records out there, so I don't know if I'm cheating or not. Shouts out to mom; she's on one of the best hooks I've ever got, and I actually put my whole family on a reggaeton Spanish record. So shouts out to them. But just having that, humbleness and just realizing like, bro, we're all humans and we're all trying to just do shit. So put it out there. It's more selfish of me to keep all this music that I think isn't worth other people hearing, as wild as that sounds. I'm gonna put it out, and where it goes from there, it goes from there. It took me a long time to figure that out.
Life's a journey, man. I'm also the black sheep of my family, but I mean, they'll never admit it, but I could tell I'm definitely one of the black sheep of my family. So
Yeah,
yeah, man.
it comes
So
with its perks sometimes.
yeah, tell me about it. So Potion, we're in September right now. We are in September, Potion. What are you dropping?
So all of August, we just got through a couple lyric videos, couple songs. There is a song that I'm dropping. I'd say probably mid-September, late September, um, called "Never There," and it's a song to a video, a short film actually, that released maybe 3 years ago. And this is a perfect example of me, like kind of half-assing my stuff and not being fully committed. Made the song, made the music video in a short film, and shouts out to everybody that was involved in creating it. Short film is awesome. It's basically like an action movie just to the song. Now finally releasing the song, and I want to push that to maybe maybe like a film festival, whether it's like a small one in town or just like a real curated kind of visual arts kind of thing. Because I think it's a really cool project that me and my people's put together. In addition to, I was talking with Swelly, shouts out once again to Gamers Garage and Swelly over there. I told him my idea that I'll keep under wraps for now of kind of like a short, I wouldn't even call it a film. It's really one scene, but it's to display my acting prowess, I would say, which I'm completely afraid of, and I don't even know what it's going to turn into, but I know what I want it to look like. So, like I said, I'll embarrass myself a bit to get it there. But I think it's gonna look dope. I think it's gonna be dope. So I'm trying to get into the more visual arts, visual side of it. So I might need your help in a little bit, Jules, to get some good angles.
I got you. I got you.
But yeah, I want to scratch the surface on like film, animation, more stuff with the voiceovers, and just keep up with the music. If I can go one every Friday with at least a song, I'll be completely happy till the end of the year, and then maybe take like a month off and take some vacation time. But it's gonna be a lot of Potion music wise coming out, and that's a given. Whether I do nothing else at all, you're gonna get a song and some other shit every single week for the rest of the year. So count on that.
For sure, man. Can't wait for that album drop coming this September. Let's get it. Potion here.
Sir. What you
Yes.
got going on, Jules? I know you got some projects in the works right now.
Oh, bro. I mean, well, we had that Gamers Garage project going on. What was it called? Survive 24 coming.
24. Very coming very soon. Reality show. Lots of viral moments on there with some viral folks. And yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. We can't scratch that surface too much, but it was a good time and it is coming out soon. That's what we can say.
Yeah, coming October. That's right, guys. Be there or be really lame as hell because it is a fun, great reality video game TV show coming in October. Please check that out. Shout out to the Gamers Garage.
Yeah.
Get it.
Definitely. Yeah. And season two is gonna drop around the corner too. So if you're in Las Vegas and interested in, being a part of the next season of shenanigans, definitely reach out when the first one comes out, and we might just be gaming with you on the next one. So who knows?
Shout out to the Gamers Garage. If anyone is a video gamer or wants to put out there, your profile on IG, or you're a musician, or you paint, you're a video gamer, you do OnlyFans. Oh, okay, scratch that one. But
Not yet, not yet, not yet.
but whatever you may be, if you're trying to clout chase or if you're just trying to have a good and fun time and you want to try it out, be in a very fun video game reality show, try out your video game skills, or you just want to do whatever, have a good time, go try out, sign up, survive 24. Let's see if you can do it.
Yeah, let's see if you got what it takes. And you're gonna meet a lot of good people. A great networking opportunity. We Jules will tell you we done shook hands with a lot of interesting folks that we still, catch up with and do business with now, and it wouldn't have been possible without them. So, the gaming community, all shapes and sizes of people, all different colors and backgrounds, and ideologies and all that kind of stuff. And that's the cool thing about gaming; it brings everybody together. So why not go to a place where you can connect with a bunch of people that are on the same wavelength as that? So definitely tap into Gamers Garage if you are in the local Las Vegas area. Well worth it. Well worth it.
You want to do this. You have the drive, you got the compassion, you have the big fire passion in your belly. You want to get it now, but you gotta go through the grime, the dirt.
Yeah, you got to go through applying at places that you have no intention of ever wanting to step inside on, unless you need to. And the course of getting a 9 to 5 or a job or a career, we'll put whatever term on it. If it's what you want to do, then do it. If it's not what you want to do, I wouldn't suggest doing it, but there always is going to be some money on the other side of that. But there's got to be something more than money. So for anybody out there, especially in Las Vegas, if the audience is local or in any kind of big city, and if you want to do something that involves networking, go find somewhere either on the strip or that has a lot of foot traffic, a lot of people that you can meet, whether it's customers or people you work with, things like that, because you got to network. In industries that me and Jules are in, like our best ability is our availability, and you can't express and network if you're not physically there. So a good friend of mine actually moved out here, and he does music as well. And he wanted to work at a Guitar Center or like a Sam Ash because that's his passion. And I get that. But on the flip side, to show your passion of making music and not just being around it, I told him, bro, don't work there. Go be a bartender or a bar back somewhere, anywhere on the strip, because all you're going to be doing is meeting interesting people, having interesting conversations if you want to, and then playing the game how, hey, I do this, I provide music, or hey, I show this. And you will never know who one handshake will turn into or a conversation will turn into, but you got to put yourself out there. So networking is, I say, a big part of why you should choose a 9 to 5, other than the pay. And it just kind of depends what you're doing. I mean, if you're doing it for a career, obviously do your career stuff. But if you want to be a photographer, go where people like their photos being taken. Go to the club. Go to these bars that have events. Go to these event promoters that need to promote their event. Go to artists specifically that need photos and videos and all that stuff, and just be around that. Even start, photographing some weddings, and it. Who knows who you'll be shooting one for a wedding for? Who knows? And sometimes you might not want to do it, but sometimes it might just work out. And what you're looking for is just that one time, and then they build from there. But as long as you got your head on straight, you'll be all right. But don't go to
So
McDonald's. Don't do the bird. That was for our parents, bro. That's some 1990 shit.
for sure, for sure. I mean, I'm not gonna discredit that either. If you really got to do it, you got to do it. Work in food industry. And there's nothing wrong with that either. You're gonna meet people regardless.
Keep your focus. Keep your focus.
Def-
That's what.
Definitely keep your focus. Don't lose track. You got to do some ugly stuff that you're not gonna like. Yeah, the food industry. I
Yeah.
mean, I've never done it, but
Neither have I, and I don't think I could or I would want to. Maybe if I was a chef,
yeah,
or to gain that experience. But I don't like cooking. I like eating.
yeah. I mean, we're just being honest. I mean, I don't discredit it. You do what you got to do. You
Yeah,
know, there are some business entrepreneurs. Some people start in waste management. You make a ton of money, but who likes doing waste management?
yeah.
No one does.
Yeah, like going back to the McDonald's thing, if you want to work at McDonald's, you got to zoom all the way out because you got to see, okay, what is McDonald's worth, or how do they do business, or how they do their real estate is cold-blooded. Like they don't even sell the business, they sell the land that the business is on, and it gets deeper than that. But yeah, if you want to start at a shitty job that you may or may not want, okay, it better be worth something to you other than a paycheck. Experience, exposure, networking, learning how to talk and meet people and deal with people and do business, then you can either rise through the ranks and run that bitch, or take that experience and go somewhere else, and then maybe mold your experience more to what you want. Shouts out to my man Reggie. So he's from here, and he's cold-blooded with 3D printing and 3D art. He's a rapper. When we were growing up in North Las Vegas, we would go to rap shows together and we would kill it. And he's one of the best rappers that I know that nobody else knows, but he's amazing dude. But he started 3D printing almost as like a creative hobby, a way to express himself. And he would make like cool keychains and like Supreme logos and stuff like that. I got a Potion 3D keychain that he still owes me. But he turned that into a career. Now he's the first Black lead operator at United Systems, the trash service, for their 3D printing department in the country. And he wouldn't have stumbled upon that unless he, took something from something he didn't want to do and put it there. And so I told him, man, congratulations, because you got to make something out of nothing most of the time. As long as you know that, you'll be all right with getting a 9 to 5 that you got to do some ugly shit for, and just make it worth your while. Your time and your energy is so precious. You're not getting that shit back, bro. So make sure you're getting something out of it more than just a paycheck.
Those are the great success tips that you got to follow. Time is limited. You do what you got to do. And sometimes it comes like that when you put in the work. 3D printing, very innovative. You never thought it's like, oh, wow. I don't know.
Crazy. Yeah, crazy. Like he just did it as a hobby, turned it into a whole career. So you never know. You just got to be open to opportunities, open to stuff. And it's going to sound like, to all the viewers, it's going to sound like we're repeating ourselves in different ways, but that's the point. all you're gonna get from us on here right now is good information. So it's gonna sound real similar to the shit we said maybe on the first room, maybe on the second room, because we were in the thick of it. Where Jules knows what he wants out of his life. I know what I want out of my life, and we know the mud that we got to walk through to get there. There's gonna be mud there. If you don't think there's mud there, you're looking up too high up. You need to you point your nose down, and see what's going on right in front of you. It's gonna be mud you're gonna have to tread through. You're gonna have to wipe that shit off and then get that shit right back on you because you got to do a bunch of shit
Hmm.
you don't want to do. But make sure it's worth it. We get 70, 80 years, if that. Like, we're not, what is it? We're not in cryogenic chambers just yet, but it's around the corner. I'll get one soon so I can lift forever. But
All
until
right.
then, I got to make sure my time is worth it.
Yeah, there you go. Technology is advancing. We're getting AI, and I didn't even know you want to cryogenically preserve yourself, Ocean.
Fun fact, man, if I could live as long as I could, but in a healthy state, like I don't want to be 1,000 years old with 1,000-year-old body, like I'd probably turn to dust. But if I could be, my current age for 1,000 more years, that'd be cool. I'm trying to see flying cars, man. It's 2023. We're not living like the Jetsons yet, so I need that ticket to Mars. I'll spend 50K on a ticket to Mars for sure.
All right, Elon Musk, there you go. Here's the participant.
Holla at me. Make the call.
Get it, get it. All right, let's backtrack in your music. I'm
Yeah.
curious about your verse in the song Mind Control because I'm really addicted to that song. I play it quite a bit.
Word?
Yeah,
Hey,
no, for real. I listen to 21 Savage, I listen to Drake, I listen to a lot of artists and rappers out there. But this song that you put out, because I'm all like, damn, he really wants me to like use the song. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. I know what you're saying now.
hell yeah. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm trying to be, somebody's favorite artist out there. And then that turns into the clothing brand and all that other stuff. But I played it smooth on that one. Let me see, let me bring that record up because I can
Yeah.
break down exactly how
Yeah,
I
bring a verse, explain. Let me hear your thoughts. It's pretty chill.
yeah, and the cool thing is that we can put the lyrics on the songs now and it'll play through as the song plays through. So technology being lock screen pop, see that what you doing. So, when you're just chilling and you're not expecting anybody to be reaching out, it's a chill day and you see the what you're doing. That could mean 1,000 different things depending on the person. You must be missing how I was moving, and I don't really know how you got back on my line. So previous, either interaction or relationship or something like that. And, maybe y'all didn't see eye to eye or y'all had a great time, but y'all are busy, anything like that. But it's just like a slick way to say, okay, I see you seeing me, I recognize what you're trying to get at. But on the flip side of it, but I ain't gonna lie, I missed it lately when we doubled up calling you my baby. I'm gonna tell you what, we could do this one more time. So it's just sometimes you don't have to be so open to opportunities because maybe you done ran through some opportunities and it didn't work out, and maybe it's just time to let some things go. But one more time, sometimes a slippery slope, but sometimes it could turn into something beautiful. So it was kind of a flip on that. The part right after that, and fun fact, actually that was supposed to be the hook originally until I heard Lakeem's hook, and he absolutely bodied his with the mind control idea. So I turned that into part of my verse. We go fast forward, and then another fun fact: when it goes into the lamb chops with the white wine, we going out all the time. Shouts out to Slick LeRae, the producer. That was probably his first time freestyling some random shit that I told him to freestyle. So backtrack a little bit. My process is when I hear a song or when I hear a beat, most of the time I don't even want to hear it until I'm right in front of the microphone because I'm gonna hum or just kind of add my melodies where I see fit on the song. And I don't want to waste it, and I want to get like my first reaction to it because that's most of the time it's the most naturally sounding, and that's kind of how I do my verses. So I'll just so that's how that turned into that, and then I'll write it later. I forced his ass to freestyle it because he was humming some shit. He hummed that out. We lined it up. So he actually wrote the second half of the verse. Lamb chops with the white wine, and we going out all the time. Back home, yours or mine. So now I'm just spitting game at this point. I'm rizzing it up. So fine, Chanel boots. It's a red carpet when we walk through. Back of the club with the whole crew. And I wish I had my passport stamp. So I'm dreaming, I'm speaking vicariously through somebody else. Passport stamp, drunk as hell, wilding at the O2. That's the O2 Arena out in England, I believe. I believe that's where one of the biggest soccer teams play. But yeah, it was just some fly shit, recollecting about a relationship or times where, you know, I didn't see eye to eye someone, but we still missed our energy in the good times. We made it sound real player.
Feel it, man. I feel it.
That's a real genius rap level breakdown right there. You're not gonna get that anywhere else but here on Jules Podcast. So
There you go. There you go. I appreciate that. Thank you for your analysis, your creativity, what your mind, what your head is in. What I
yeah,
did appreciate though is what you said when you were humming. You
yeah,
didn't want to put your ideas out there because there's a lot of narcissistic, oh, I got the golden geese, the golden goose, the
mm-hmm.
Midas touch from music, the Midas voice.
Yeah,
You know, you got a lot of narcissistic people that sing and think they got it and they think they're the ones on top. Nah, man, you're just like, wait, let me work together. Let me collaborate. Let me see what works out, what smooths out, what's going to be created within this little cooking pot. I
yeah,
love it.
and it's all bringing in flavors that work, but they still gotta work. You know, somebody can put some pepper in, put too much pepper, and it doesn't take that much to be too much. Then the whole dish is fucked up. But yeah, that when you're collaborating with other people, it's a skill that you can learn from working a 9 to 5 or doing your own thing. How to work with other people, how to work with other personalities, especially in things that what we do in creative spaces. I find that egos are more prominent in creative spaces because that's you're showing off something that you call a piece of yourself, and people are proud of who they are sometimes, maybe a little too proud, and that's where those golden geese personalities come through. And usually the loudest is not the brightest, sometimes in the room, and usually sometimes the quietest is the most confident. So, at that time, Slick wasn't the most, confident in going on a mic and, humming or whatever, but, I'm so loose cannon with it, I'm just going to do it because I know what we can make it into. I'm like, bro, don't even think about it. Just go over here and just do it. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yes. And then that turned into this. And now this record lives on forever, and he has a piece of it that he can call his. But that doesn't start without, lower your ego, bro. There's always going to be somebody a little bit better than you and a little bit worse. Know what you got, know what you're getting towards, know where you came back from, and be present. Keep your feet on the ground because you can get humbled in a second, and that shit sucks. So, don't be too egotistical about it. It's all, like you said, it's a melting pot. These flavors got to work together. If not, I'm throwing this shit in the trash.
Oh, oh,
I like
oh,
that.
you definitely right.
I like
That's
that.
what I'm looking for. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, you
answer
like
right
that?
there.
That's the
That's that
answer
good
right
answer
there.
right there.
That's the
Yes,
answer.
sir.
Nah, man, because what you learn when we're giving the shortcut right now, but when you meet and network with a lot of people, there's a lot of narcissistic people out there. They're a little too in their heads, a little in their reality. They're not present or out there. They're just like, I'm gonna do me. I
Yeah,
only believe in what I believe in. All of you are side characters. And yeah, you gotta be the main character sometimes in your story. It's your
yeah,
life. That's what's up.
yeah.
But when you gotta collaborate, make the beautiful, good golden juice just to make a millie,
Mm,
you
mm.
gotta work with people.
Yeah, you got to work with people. And sometimes, as I would love to do everything by myself. I can't, and sometimes I don't want to. And that's where trust in other people come into play. But yeah, like you said, being the main, I like that. You got to be the main character in your story. Sometimes it is good enough if you know how to play the game. Another shortcut. Sometimes it's good to be the side character in somebody else's story. That way they can, rise along and you can be a part of it, not in a narcissistic way, but in a beneficial, hey, you're providing value, I'm providing value. Because Batman and Robin is only Batman and Robin until Robin gets his own spinoff series. And then, okay, how good is that? And Batman's going to keep doing his thing. Like, you can always be the main character in your story, but be open to, be helpful enough and show your value to be an important character in somebody else's story. And that sometimes propels your story into, where you need to go. But starts with being a good person. Don't be no shitty person doing shitty business out here. How many times have you had, photo shoots or, video shoots or anything like that, which is, man, just great people, and then there's just one that's just, oh, you're talking too loud, or you're in the way, or you're holding your nuts too strong, and you're really not that. But it comes with the territory.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no, I work in nightlife and I was gonna like shoot like a mini IG TikTok story clip video.
Yeah.
Rolling up through the table and it's like, oh, hey, how are you? Hey, how is everyone? Okay, just saying hi. And I'm like, oh, so there's a thing here in Vegas that not a lot of people know. It's
Mm.
the atmosphere modeling. And I
Oh,
just
yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say hi to atmosphere model. It's like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Do you remember me? And she's like, no. And then all of a sudden, all these clients start getting at me, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? I'm just talking to
Yeah.
this person, yeah. And so like, and then one of the guys had to get it settled. It's like, yo, everything's chill. My bad. We didn't know you were working for this person. And I'm like, yeah, is everything good? Because
Right.
I didn't
Let's
want to
figure
be the
this
bad.
out. Right.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the bad guy. It's like, oh, and then you know how it is, as guys and girls, the dynamic is, oh, you talking to one of our girls? What's
Right.
up? What's going on? And it's like, yo, dude,
Bro, calm down. I'm trying to make some money.
yeah, it's like at the end of the day, I'm making money.
Right.
They're spending
Exactly.
money on the table. And it's like, bro, it's like I thought I knew this person. If she doesn't remember me, okay, move on, go back to the clients, just trying to
Yeah.
be chill. Because when you work in nightlife or you work in a social setting, yeah, you gotta, keep a good appearance, you gotta keep a good vibe, what's going on, what's chilling. Not a lot of people know that. It's like, oh, what's a vibe? Because the program I joined, shout out to Men of Action. There's a
Action.
lot of people with a lot of money. Yes, got to take a lot of action, but these people are the clients that have joined that program. They're mostly like in their head, very highly intellectual, very highly analytical. But
Oh,
when they're put in a social setting, it's like, yo, what do I have to do?
yeah.
What's
Too
going?
analytic. Yeah. You
Yeah,
can't bring analytics to, you just got to be yourself.
yeah. Well, that's the simplistic way of saying it, but yeah, we'll go with
Right.
that. Yeah, you just got to pop in. And as you said, you will develop this social skill and then you'll do pretty good. But it takes a lot of time. Rome wasn't built in a day and you got to fucking keep going. As you said, we keep reiterating this, but most of the information that's out here on the internet is just repackaged information, another shortcut or another thing that a lot of people do not know. Most information that we already know is thousands of years old since Roman days, even before that, biblical days.
Yeah.
It's yeah, the stuff we still use, the knowledge in our head we apply. Julius Caesar, the tactical warfare stuff that he does. America still applies that type of
Yeah.
warfare into their industrial
One of the
military
best books
complex.
still out there, 48 Laws of Power, was written fucking hundreds of years ago, bro. That book is old, and all this information it's just the passing of information. If we really want to peel it back, information gets passed, and good information stays, and shitty, useless information gets hopefully written down, and if not, you're never going to hear about it again. Nowadays, useless information is back on the phone. But other than that, we had pretty good filters for what, good info and good leaders are. And yeah, you can just scroll back, bro. There's a lot of people that have done amazing fucking things in this world, and they eat shit and sleep just like you and me. Nobody is that different. We just got different drives or different focuses or different things we're trying to make happen. But at the end of the day, it comes down to hard work and perseverance. If you don't got that, you ain't got shit, Jack. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, bro. Keep at it. And yeah, shortcut to double back on what you were saying about being in social settings and being too analytical and not analytical enough. The faster you can, especially when you're in a 9 to 5 or a job or anything like that, where there's business being conducted, the faster you can be a chameleon to any personality that's around you and keep your head on a swivel and be able to adapt as naturally as you can, that's a skill that will get you very, very far in a lot of different rooms really quick. Um, and working in a place that's, hustle and bustle or a lot of different personalities will get you there. You're gonna have your high uptight people, you're gonna have your loose laid back people, you're gonna have your real business minded, you're gonna have your shitheads, and you're gonna have the happy medium. The way you balance all of those, especially when you need them to buy something or rent something or you're selling them something, At the end of the day, you're selling yourself in any situation. How adaptable are you? How comfortable are you with me to buy what I'm selling? Whether it's my music, my merch, if I have a 9 to 5, this plate of food that I'm going to serve you, this drink that I'm going to serve you as at a bartender. If you don't like me, you're not going to buy shit from me. I don't, and that's the same thing with me. If I don't like you, I don't care if you have exactly what I need at the price I need it for. If you're a dickhead, I'm going somewhere else, and I'll gladly pay extra to not deal with with your head up your ass. Uh, and a lot of people don't know how to navigate that. Business is personal in a sense. Don't let anybody tell you business is not personal or it's not personal. It's just business. How I conduct my business is a reflection of me personally. I'm a good person, so I do good business. Some people do shitty business, but they're good people. That can go either way, however you want it to. But start with yourself first, and that should be, and the foundation of how you conduct yourself, business included.
All
And we
right.
feed streets right now, Jules. Man, where else
Feed
can
the
we go get this?
streets, feed
That's
the
crazy.
gutters, feed the community.
Feed the community, dog. Here you go. Here's another one.
Yeah. All right, Potion. You drop in something in September. What's going on November, and where can we find you?
So you can find me on all socials right now at Poceans11, like the movie Oceans 11 with a P in the front. Um, November and December, I definitely want to finish strong. So I've been going singles. I'm gonna do some videos and stuff like that. I'll probably drop a full length album, which is probably gonna be like 7 to 9 songs. Still creeping in between 25 to 35, 40 minutes. The science behind my albums, if you go back to all my music, they're not really that much longer than 40, 45 minutes because I want to keep it. If you can go from where you need to go from your house to work or to the gym or to the homie's house or whatever, I want you to get as much of that in one sitting as possible. And I think the car or a gym session or wherever else you would listen to music for about 30 to 40 minutes in one sitting, I think that's the best way to do it. So, especially in today's day and age where attention spans is like this, you got to kind of play the game. So, long gone are the days of creating 12, 15, 17 track albums, an hour long, 3 skits, an interlude, all this other stuff. You got to hit them like right from the jump. So probably an album, full length album, 7 to 9 songs, maybe another short film. We'll see how this goes. And then, man, I would love to get a big check mark on my goal list is either some sort of TV network, whether it's animation or a chance on like a TV show or even just an extra on something, as small as it may be. But I just want to get one of those reasons to get a SAG after a car, whatever the fuck it's called, and be officially official. But we'll see. You can make all the plans you want. All I know is what's going to happen tomorrow. And I know I'm going to work my ass off and get some stuff done and put some stuff out. And if that lines up sooner or later than I think, then it was meant to pop up when it pops up. So I'll toast to that. But that's what I got going on for the rest of my year, dog.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's good to hear. That is good to hear. We got to take that action. As you said, if you're just planning and doing nothing, sitting on your ass, you're going to be in the same place.
Man, how many conversations have we had with the homies like on the couch about just either nothing or the coolest ideas and I want to do this and that. And all they ever turned into were conversations. And that's it. They didn't turn into an LLC. They didn't turn into somebody buying equipment. They didn't turn into somebody getting education or getting a mentor. All those are shortcuts, but you can't shortcut work. You can't shortcut dedication or perseverance. You gotta want this shit. Or, you're gonna have somebody else telling you what you want for the rest of your life. And you're gonna have to accept it because you didn't want for yourself. So at the end of the day, as we come to a close on this wonderful conversation full of free gaming information, and y'all need a notepad for how much we gave out today. But at the end of the day, be yourself, want it as bad as you think you want it, and then a little bit more. Just be a good fucking human being. There's enough dickheads in the world. We don't need any more of those. Be a good person, do good business. Life is usually that simple. As complicated as it seems sometimes, just zoom out and remember, nothing really matters at the end of the day. We're gonna die at some point, so why not make the best of what we got right now?
There you go. There you go. That's the final advice. That's the piece we're looking for. This is the boy Potion. We are on the Jolius podcast. Let's get it, bro.
Let's get it. Good
Let's
shit,
get it.
bro. Appreciate you bringing me on. Appreciate the opportunity, and we'll do it again. We're the part two. We're already planning for the live. That way we can, feel the energy. Maybe bring some guests in, see where it goes. But this ain't the end of it.
For sure, for sure. All right, guys. This is the Jolius podcast. We are signing off. Thank you, Potion.
My man, appreciate y'all watching and tuning in. Stay tuned for the next one.